received an email asking me if I wanted to participate with the World Team Sports, and they had lined out the ride, and I replied back, and one thing led to another, and next thing you know, I was given the opportunity to be part of this amazing ride across America.
Now, when I learned of your disability, it got my attention. Could you share that with us?
Yes, I was injured on September 2nd, 2006, outside of Baghdad, a town called Yusufia, which is southwest of Baghdad, about 20 miles. It was on September 2nd. We were conducting offensive operations, and I was on a rooftop. I have just relieved some of my guys off the rooftop, and I was trying to find a location where I could move my guys to that provided a little bit more cover and concealment. I was in charge of reconnaissance and a sniper platoon. And moments right after I got on the rooftop, 2 82mm mortar rounds landed in my vicinity, one landing 5 feet to the left, rendering me severely injured. Soldiers in my platoon immediately jumped into action, and they pulled me off the rooftop, applied first aid, called in a medevac, and they continued on. I was flown to Baghdad, Balad, Longstool, and Walter Reed. And Walter Reed was not able to handle my injuries. So I was then shipped over to Bethesda Naval Medical Center. And I was very fortunate because I was one of the first Army guys to be treated there, or at least one of very few. And I can tell you that Bethesda has a dear place, a special place in my heart. All the Navy and Marine Corps personnel took great care of me and put me back together. So out of that injury, that mortar round, that broke my nose, my cheekbone, it nucleated my right eye. A fragment went into my left. I had a fragment that went into my neck and nipped my vertebral artery, creating a bilobe aneurysm. My left humerus, I had an open bone fracture. My deltoid muscle was torn, missing bones. My finger was amputated. My lungs collapsed, and I had a pulmonary embolism and open flesh wounds due to shrapnel. But also that day, that same mortar round that injured me also killed 2 service members, part of my unit. So that was pretty devastating, having to hear that that I lost those 2 guys. Excuse me?
Describe what it's like being involved in a bicycle ride where you've lost your eyesight.
You know, World Team Sports has got a wide range of service members on this ride. They did it back in 2010, and then they're doing it now. And we have Army, Air Force, Navy, Marine, and Coast Guard, and from Vietnam to OIF, OEF, and with multiple injuries, stateside, at war, and illnesses too. So we have folks with genetic diseases. We have folks that have survived cancer and injuries of war. But this ride is very important for me. This is one of a personal goal for me. Every one of the riders have their own goal that they want to achieve on this ride. Mine was to cycle each mile of the way, see the country, and do it by bike. You know, it's not everybody gets this opportunity to cycle across America. And I'm very grateful for World Team Sports and their sponsors that made this happen. It's been an amazing trip. I can tell you, we spent a lot of time on that saddle, but it has been great. You know, we've fared the weather. We had record heat, and you could definitely tell as you're coming across the country, leaving San Francisco on the 28th of May, which is Memorial Day, how fitting, from the San Francisco Bridge, the Golden Gate Bridge there. Crossed California, we crossed Nevada, Utah, crossed over to Colorado, and then we did Kansas, Missouri, Illinois, Indiana, Ohio, Pennsylvania, West Virginia, also, and DC, and now we're great to be here in Fredericksburg. We had the opportunity to visit our nation's capital and spend some time there and hit the monuments and the museums there in Arlington and Iwo Jima, and now we're here at the Marine Corps Museum, and it's You know, we have 2 Marines that are part of the ride, and they are very proud of their service. And you know, I'm very proud of the Marines as well. As I always say, you know, it's one team, one fight. So this is all together. I'm happy to be part of this ride and grateful.
And your active duty, tell me what you do for the Army today.
I'm a company commander down at Fort Bragg, as we call it down there, the center of the universe. And some Marines may not think that, but I work for Special Operations, and I'm a company commander for a headquarters and headquarters company at the Special Operation Recruiting Battalion. So that's in-service recruiting. So we tell, just like the Marines have MARSOC, that's under Special Operations Command. So we have Special Forces Green Berets, Civil Affairs, Psychological Operation, Task Force 160th, which are the Night Stalkers. We recruit warrant officers, EOD also. So we do in-service recruiting. I am very blessed that there's a different mindset now in the last couple of years of our injured service members. And I could tell you, I know several Marines and Navy, some sailors that have had the opportunity to get injured and still contribute to the force. We may not be doing the things that we did in the past. I was a guy on a Special Forces team, and obviously I can't do that job no more as much as I'd love to, but there are plenty of opportunities for people with disability that have sustained injuries or disability within the military. We have experience and knowledge, and it's an adapting force. So if we have the will, the desire, if we have the ability to be technically or tactically proficient in an area, I think it's great because we could share our experience, our knowledge to others. In my case, immediately my first job was to, as my unit deployed, and it was heartbreaking to see those guys go back to war, and as much as I want to be with them, I stayed back, taking care of the families, taking care of KIAs that came back or wounded guys that came back. I had been through the system. I knew what they needed to do, and new guys heading out. So I was making sure that they were ready to head out to deploy. And I ran rotator birds. You know, the mission, although some units still deploy, there's still a vital mission back here, and that could be taking care of the family and those that come injured.
And do you have any final comments about your whole experience in this Sea to Shining Sea bicycle ride?
I can tell you that you know, we're coming here to the end. Some of us are happy to see the end. This has been a long ride, you know, 2 months away from our family, friends, and jobs, and you know, putting your life on hold. But it will be a memorable experience that I know that a lot will share for their lifetime. You know, also going back to my injuries, I got my treatment at Bethesda Naval Medical Center, and as I lay there in the hospital, you know, not knowing what a person with blindness could do, you know, we focus on our little area of our life. We live like in a bubble. So when you're told that you're blind, you really don't know what can and you cannot do. And once I overheard a Navy nurse and a resident talk about the Marine Corps Marathon, that was my first goal, was to run the Marine Corps Marathon, to show an appreciation of all the wonderful care I received at Bethesda. And I can tell you that despite the odds, and a lot of folks didn't think I was going to make it, I ran the Marine Corps Marathon 13 months right after my injury. Keep in mind, you know, I had lost 50 pounds of muscle and then had gained 70 pounds of fat. So, but you know, with the support of my family, friends, my command, I was able to do that. And I've ran every Marine Corps Marathon, every Army 10-miler, and Air Force Marathon ever since. So this year we're looking forward here in October, at the end of the month, going back and running the Marine Corps Marathon again. And it's a great, great marathon, I could tell you. It's the Marines put out a great event.